Did you have anything you wanted to say first or no? Just me?
No, I mean, we're going to get started. I'll just say the date. It is Tuesday, February 7th, 2017, and I'm kind of excited that Carol's leading this call because I'm going to go in and cook some cheeseburger, macaroni, hamburger helper for dinner. So I'm going to move to the kitchen, and I'll still be listening, and we'll chime in whenever once Carol gets done. But take it away, Carol. Thank you. I'm excited about today's call. I need to hear this.
Thanks, guys. Oh my gosh. So, hello. If you have never met me before, I'm a superstar director with Scentsy. I just celebrated in November 11 years with Scentsy. So this has been my full-time career actually for, I don't know, a long time. Probably after about 4 years into it. So what's 4 minus 11? You know, I don't do Common Core, but I know that's a 7. So anyway, 7 years ago, I freaking hate Common Core, I'll just say. Anyway, so 7 years ago, this became my full-time job. And it didn't become my full-time job on purpose, but more like on accident. So I started working my business. I did hair full time. So I worked in a salon from 9 a.m. till 8 o'clock at night, Monday through Saturday. I only had Sundays off. And some Sundays I'd have random customers call me and, you know, I had to kind of say no, you know, like I needed one day off a week. And so back then, it's funny, I almost felt like I got more done as a hairdresser, working full time, than I did now, or well, not now, but before. There was a period right after I switched from when I quit doing the salon and I moved to doing Scentsy full time. For my entire life, I worked by a schedule. Everything was blocked out in hour increments, you know, or an hour and a half or 2 hours. So every person that was coming to see me had an appointment. So I worked from 9 to 8 scheduled every day. Well, once I was free of that, then I found myself like, oh, I need to do laundry, or, oh, I need to do this, or, oh, that needs cleaned, or, oh, that needs watched, instead of actually working my Scentsy business. And so there was a little bit of time where I found I spent all my time in the office and not any time out and about, or any time doing much at all, really. And so I'm surprised I'm here today. I probably should have been canceled. But I read this book, and I told you I would talk about this, The 12-Week Year. And it's so funny. As I'm reading this book, this is how I lived before. And so it says how to get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. So how many of you guys, with a show of hands, set yearly goals? Do you set yearly goals every year? Right? 1, we've got 1, 2, anybody, 3, 4, 5-ish, 6-ish, 7. Some people are like, a little bit. Yeah, right? Okay. And how many actually complete those yearly goals? Show me your hands. Yeah, some people are like, right? Heather's like amazing. She says she does, but and I don't think I think she probably does. There are only, it's statistically shown, there's only a handful of people that will ever complete yearly goals because we set ourselves up for failure. So if you think about an iceberg, what shows on top? Just this little bit, right? But then what's underneath the water? This like ginormous amount of iceberg is underneath the water. Sometimes it can be like 8 times its size underneath the water. So our yearly goals are what is above the water. That's what we're trying to achieve. Well, what's under the water is like our habits, our things that our mindset, the things that we do, and that's what holds us down and keeps us stuck in this rut of doing the same thing we've always done. So if you love your life the way it is, you can hang up now and be done for the night. But if you want to improve your life, and if you want to change things, then you have to do differently from what you're doing right now. And so that's what this call is about, is that we have 3 major ways to build our business in this company. And that's selling, and that's recruiting, and that's personal development. Today is more about personal development and creating a schedule. So you can go to the 12-week year website, and they have like a sample thing that you can download that shows you kind of how to plan your day. But I want to show you, this is, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that? Do you see it's like a big dip? Do you see it? Okay. So it's like this huge thing. Oh, I should go get my Jacob's whiteboard. That would be really helpful. I should have did that. But anyway, it's like this huge thing that goes like that. So it's a peak and a valley, right? So we start off in our business and we're on a high. And then there is always a spot in our business where it will take a dip. This is where you run out of your friends and family, you run out of your inner circle, and you have to figure out, how do I get through this little valley and then start the climb back up? And what happens is, because generally this is where our negative stinking thinking starts into play, is right here. So we start doubting ourselves. We start thinking this business sucks. And I'll tell you, this right here came for me 2 weeks into my business. I mean, well, maybe about 2 months into my business as a Scentsy consultant. So I started off amazing. I certified the first 2 weeks I was a consultant. I was a friggin' rock star out the gate. Then, and so in November, that was November. So November, of course. And then we had December, I did some sales. And then in January, boom, nothing. I had no sales, no parties, no nothing, because all I was doing was selling and not really planning my calendar out. So then in March and April, February and March, I didn't do anything. And back then they'd give you about 4 months before they'd cancel you, because they wanted to keep us. There wasn't very many of us. So they were like, we need you to stay so that our numbers look good. And so I will say in April, they called me and said, you really have to place an order. Like, you can't, you need to place an order to remain a consultant. And I said, well, do catalogs count? Because of course I'm new, I don't know anything. And they were like, yeah, no. So catalogs did not count towards the $150 that I needed to place. So at this point, I'm down in the gutter right here. I'm down in this super low gutter thinking this business sucks. This is just like all the other companies, and I want to quit. And I didn't want to stay with Scentsy anymore. Then all of a sudden, all these customers that had ordered back in November and December miraculously came out of the woodwork and needed to reorder. So I ended up getting some sales in April, which got me back over here, got me out of the little slump. This cycle is constant in our business. So you will go through ups and downs in your business. You'll go through lulls. I would say January is a lull. Maybe summer is a lull, right? Because everybody's busy. They're not warming their Scentsy business. But you're on cloud 9 in November and December and October when it's super easy to sell. You're on cloud 9 in probably March and April when you have a new catalog, Mother's Day sales, and so forth. So you can see cyclically in the calendar year, it also goes like this. And how do you avoid staying in the dumps? Well, you've got to change your thinking. You have to change your stinking thinking and think differently. So if you feel like your area is full of consultants and there's no new customers in your area, every consultant is just already selling to everybody, then that's exactly what you're going to get. Because your brain, the universe, God, whatever you would like to attain it to, will deliver whatever you think. So if you think that you are going to find every person in your town that doesn't have a Scentsy consultant. You're going to find every orphan whose consultant has quit. You're going to find new team members that want to work their business, that want to start their business. Then that's what you're going to find. The universe will deliver it to you. So it all starts with you and your thinking. Now, in the past, we've set yearly goals, and I'm right there with you. I never ever completed it. For years, I said I wanted to lose 10 pounds. Way more than 10 pounds, but I was like, I'll just take 10 at that point. I would set that I would weigh a certain weight by the end of the year. And that end of the year would come and the weight number never came because I didn't actually do the work. And so this 12-week year talks about plotting out your week. And so I went back to scheduling my day. So I have times where I have workout, I have chunks blocked out, and I decided to work in 12-week increments. And that's what this book talks about, is setting yourself up for 12 weeks. We can do anything for 12 weeks. That's 3 months. So if you decide to do February, March, and April, we're going to get through February, March, and April. Then you set yourself up for May, June, and July. How are you going to get through May, June, and July in our Scentsy business? And then you're going to do August, September, October, then November, December, and January. Why do I not do it in a full calendar year? Like January through March. Well, one, we're in February, so January's done. It's in the past. Can't really change it. Two, I like to lump January with November and December only because to me, it's much easier to plan November, December, January out on a calendar basis as well. I used to work 6 months in advance, but I have shortened it to 3 months. You have to do what works best for you. I'm working currently with a couple directors to teach them how to schedule their day. If you've ever watched anything from Mel Robbins, you're most productive in the first 2 hours of your day. So what do most people do in the first 2 hours of your day? Most people hop on their phone, hop on Facebook, watch TV, watch the Today Show. I don't know. I don't know what you do. I know that I was guilty of checking my emails and posting on Facebook and checking all my messages and stuff. And then I started to realize that is not the best use of my time. If the first 2 hours are the most productive, I can check email and do Facebook later in the day when I'm supposedly not productive. So the first 2 hours of your day, I suggest that you do something for you. Have it be me time, but do something that inspires you, that motivates you, that helps you be a better person, personal development. So read a book, listen to a podcast, go to the gym, hop on the treadmill, do whatever. And then some creatives are least productive. I don't know. I still think you are productive. You are not. So if you're a night owl, and that's what you've always been used to, when you go to bed, do you wake up with an alarm? If you set an alarm to wake up at a certain time, but you're not getting enough sleep, you're not ready. I'll tell you, I don't set an alarm ever unless I got to get up super early to go to the airport. My body naturally wakes up every day at 6:40, well, somewhere between 6 and 6:30. I wake up every day between 6 and 6:30. I take my pill. I take a thyroid pill in the morning, and then I go back to sleep for another 30 minutes because I don't have anything to do. I'm not supposed to eat, can't do anything for 30 minutes and while I take that thyroid pill. And so I just lay there and I snooze, or I just lay there and think in the quiet, in the dark about like, what do I have to do today? Is there anything else? And so maybe you are not really a night owl if you have to get up early. So you might want to start trying to go to bed a half hour early every day for the next few weeks to see if you can wake up without an alarm clock. And get that natural rhythm back into your life. So yes, I never set an alarm. I'm always up by 7:15 at the latest is when I'm up, and that's when my day starts. By 8 o'clock at night, I turn into a pumpkin. 8 or 9 o'clock, I'm like ready for bed. I just want to go lay down. I read every night before I go to bed. And kids count as an alarm. Mine sometimes comes in at 6 a.m. to climb in bed with me. So yes, kids count as an alarm sometimes. But it's really important for you to wake up naturally so that you're getting enough sleep. But anyway, so maybe your natural cycle, Holly, is noon. But from noon to 2, you're going to be the most productive. All right. So how about that? Whatever time you naturally wake up is when you will be the most productive. So do those 2 hours for you, or do some task that that requires a lot of brain power. Maybe you've got to sit down and figure out some things, or you figure out your budget. Do that the first couple hours that you wake up. Then fill your day with the rest of the stuff. So this book talks about making chunks of time. So I had a lady that she said, I can only work Scentsy 3 hours a day. Great. You're going to figure out when those 3 hours are a day in your schedule. If you only have 2 hours, if you only have 1 hour, you just need to figure out in your day, where can I consistently do 1 hour that is not going to get interrupted? And so, and I don't drink coffee. So I drink it very rarely. I don't drink coffee. No, I don't consume, I consume some caffeine every once in a while, but not, no, I drink water all day long. That's literally all I drink is water. That's it. So you guys are all like, so much coffee. I quit coffee when I decided I liked all the fancy foo-foo coffees, and I was spending like $5 a day. And coffee has water, but it makes you pee out all your water in your body. It dehydrates you. So it's, and it takes a lot of water to hydrate this body because I'm a machine. But anyway, all right. So by working in these pods, so if you only have so much time, schedule that into your schedule, and then don't deviate. And working is not checking Facebook or doing stuff like that. That's more free time. Like working is calling your customers, doing follow-up calls, coaching your hostesses, or dropping off basket parties, collecting orders from people, calling people, getting their credit card information because they messaged you and said they want something. So those are your working hours. You can schedule a block of a half hour and set a timer to do Facebook posts, to do Facebook checking, to check your email. But set a timer. Set it on your phone. If you have an Apple Watch, guess what? There's a timer spot right there. Set your timer on your Apple Watch, and it'll ding at you when your time is done. But I know that I'm so guilty of getting on the computer, and next thing I know, it's like 2 hours, and I don't even know where that time's gone. And what have I done? I've watched a cute puppy video. I've watched other people post how crappy their life is. I'm like, dang, that was 2 hours I will never ever get back. And so one of the things that was in here, and then what you want to do is, as you do these, you're going to do it weekly first. So we're just going to start off with scheduling 1 week at a time. So schedule out your 1 week. Then at the end of that week, you're going to look at your scorecard and you're going to see, did I keep with this schedule? Did I work my business that hour? And if not, why? And so then next week, when you now schedule your next week out, you're going to figure out, okay, I'm going to try a different time slot because that didn't work. Maybe for you, the first 2 hours of your day is when you need to work your Scentsy business. If that's where you're most productive and you feel the best, then that's when you can reach the most people, that's when you do it. The most important thing is keeping score. Keeping score and measurement drives the execution process. And so one of the things that they talk about in this book, which I am in love with, is like if you're trying to improve a result and you only measure once a year, there's no feedback throughout the year to help you determine if your actions are productive or not. Similarly, monthly measures are better than quarterly ones because they provide frequent feedback. Weekly is better than monthly, and daily is often better than weekly. And so if you can do it daily, fine, but I'm trying not to overwhelm you. Like eventually I think you'll figure out, yesterday did not work. But so today I'm going to make a change and make it better. But you only have so many hours in a day. And if you don't control your time will control you. And so Facebook parties count. Yes. Facebook parties, that's working your business. That's actually physically doing a party. So you want to schedule that time into your day. I know Facebook parties are becoming super huge. So I'm just saying perusing Facebook, checking other people's timelines, seeing other, checking the news feed, like that's not working your business. Making sure you post on your page, about Scentsy or something. And I understand that some people are working on a persona on Facebook, or they say that's the way to get people to engage is to have funny things that you post, but I just don't feel like you have to spend all day on there. But and so if you don't take control of your time is just wasted. And so the number one thing you have to do if you want to build this business and you want to build it to be successful, is you have to sacrifice your comfort. There's going to be some TV shows you're going to miss that you're going to have to binge watch on a day off or whatever. I mean, there are comfortable things that you're going to have to give up. And so you must choose to allocate your time to your greatest opportunities. You will have to choose to spend time on difficult things that create your biggest payoff. To be great, you'll need to live with intention, and that will require you to be clear on what matters most, and then to have the courage to say no to the things that distract you, which is, for a lot of people, Facebook, Instagram, things like that. You'll need to guard your time intensely, delegating or eliminating everything possible that is not one of your strengths, as does not help you to advance your goals. And based on the talents you've developed and honed, you have certain strengths and weaknesses. Your strengths and weaknesses taken together impact your ability to produce the results you seek. So a lot of people spend significant amount of time and energy attempting to eliminate your weakness. And I'm here to tell you, just hire that shit out. Stop it. Or find somebody that will trade, that will work for you, but work on your strengths. What are you best at? And just keep, practicing your craft. And so, your weakness will rarely ever become your strength. And so many people are trying to change themselves and trying to improve here and to improve there. And I'm here to tell you that's just not going to happen. Some people can improve, but why? There's so many other people that are willing to help you, willing to do things. You might find someone else that has a strength. Just like I hired an assistant. She's great at filing my receipts. And, I don't have anything, you know what I mean? That is not one of my strengths. And I finally realized I'm never going to get good at it. So I'm just going to find somebody to help me do it. And she'll work for Scentsy. She'll work for money. It doesn't matter. So I love it. All right. So one of the other things that in this book is it talks about counting the costs and keeping your word. So a strong desire to keep your word. So if your word means little, then you will struggle to keep your promises. If you understand the fallout of broken promises and the benefits of keeping your promises, if your word's important, then you'll be most likely to keep your promises to others. So this is really important to say no. You don't want to promise something and then my time got away from me and I can't do it. So learn to say no and know that it's okay to say no. It's important for you to say no. And then count the cost. So is this commitment going to help you reach your goals? Like literally, you're going to ask yourself that question on everything that goes on your calendar. Is this going to help me get to my goals? If it's a yes, put it down. If it's a no, figure out how to either get out of it or stop doing it, or enlist help with it. But it's so important that you, again, value your time and know that watching The Arrow on Netflix for me is not going to improve my business. It provides me entertainment. It provides something that I like. But a lot of these things that are on TV, they are there to be addictive, to get you to watch more. I know, I really do love Arrow. I watch it when I'm doing mindless things that I have nothing to do. I'm on season 4. I'm almost done. So once I've tried to binge watch them so that I'm finished. There was something else here. I'm sorry. Hold on. I read it last night and I really wanted to tell you, but I was in bed and I didn't feel like getting a highlighter. So, hallelujah. Anybody have any questions while I'm looking for something? It's probably further back than I realized. Yes, don't say yes to people for the love of humanity. I mean, come on. We've got things to do. And focus on what you can control. By focusing on what you can control, so let's say, like, let's use the Stargazer warmer for an example. You can't control that. It's back ordered. What can you do? All you can do is focus on what you can control, and that's keeping your customers happy. If it shows up with no color, what can you do? It's out of your control. So you have to start thinking about, like, what can I do? I'm just going to have to offer my customer a refund, or I'm going to have to see if there's one I can trade her with. There's things that you just focus on. You can only control your business. So if you're building a team, you can't control their business. You can't make them work. You can't do anything you can inspire them to work, but motivation comes from within. So if they're not motivated to work, you can't drag them by their hand to a party, can you? Not really. I mean, you can, kind of, but not really. So, and beware of victim conversations. So take note how you and others in your organization talk about failure. Focus those conversations on first acknowledging reality and then on what can be done differently in the future. Remember that results we get are directly linked to our thinking. So practice a way of thinking and speaking that recognizes ownership for our actions and our results. If you let excuses drive your business, you will not make it very far. And a lot of us are like, well, I can't do this because I just can't find any customers. Well, that's not true. You can find customers. You're just making an excuse to not go out and look for them. Right? So it's not, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that that's what it is. So, because we've all heard stories of people who refuse to take responsibility for their actions, or they blame others, right, for failures. It's their parents' fault. It's their boss's fault. It's the fault of the conservation. It's liberal fault. It's the president's fault. I mean, it's just, there's so many faults that we can it's the fast food industry's fault for making us fat. No, it's our fault for going through the drive-through. That's what it is, so, but if you hold yourself accountable, you have the ability to gain control of your life, to shape your destiny, and to fulfill your potential. So in its purest form, accountability is simply taking ownership of your actions and results. Some people have this really negative connotation of accountability, but it's not about blaming yourself or punishing others. It's just simply acknowledging that what you do has an outcome. And so you want to hold yourself to a higher accountability. I want to get this done. I want to do this in this business, and this is how I'm going to get there. And so it is, I think accountability definitely has a bad rap. It is not something that we generally talk about positively, but I've found I need accountability in my life. I had to hire a trainer for 12 weeks, right, to be held accountable to show up at the gym 3 times a week, and to be accountable to tell him that I ate pizza tonight because I work out so I can eat pizza. I've decided it. It's just, that's how it rolls in my house. So I have to have some sort of accountability. And here's the biggest downfall. When you're your own boss, when you run your own business, who are you accountable to? You're accountable to yourself, and it sucks. It sucks the big one, because you're like, well, my boss said I could take today off and it's all right. I mean, come on, you have no one to be accountable to. So what I love is when you're doing your calendar, you're accountable to your calendar. Then you show your calendar to a couple friends. So then you're accountable to your friends. And you have someone else to be accountable to, not just yourself. So you don't want to let yourself down. And you don't want to show your friends that you suck at keeping a schedule. So, it's kind of like a win-win if you get somebody to hold you accountable to, right? So let's work on, so my goal for you this week is sit down, draw your week out. What do these blocks of time look like for you? And there are different blocks to do. Hold the phone, please. And so in this book, they talk about the strategic block. So you want 5 or 10 minutes to reconnect with your vision. So what I'd like for you guys to do is you have to know your why. And I know we've talked about this a lot. You have to know the vision of like, what are you working for? So for a long time, I lost my why. I made Superstar Director. I've paid off all my debt. I've literally done everything that I ever had on my to-do list or my wish list or my want or my why list. And so for a while there, I was like, what the F am I going to do from here on out? Right. So that's how I think right now, is like, what am I going to do? Well, now I want to add on to a house that we have, and I need a substantial amount of money. I mean, like, I got a few bids and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have that much money. So now, how do I get it? Well, I got to work my butt off. I got to work my butt off in my business. So to add on to my house and make it the way that I want it, that's my new why. Because I got to have $150,000 at least. And I got to be able to pay cash. So that's a big deal. Like, now I got to make this money. How am I going to make this money? And how am I going to make it fast? Right? So this is my new why. So take 5 or 10 minutes to reconnect with your vision. Are you moving forward? Are you advancing? Are you making progress? Is there still an emotional connection to what you're doing? Because if you don't have an emotional connection, it's really easy to just be like, I don't want to do it today. You want to review your 12 weeks, right? 10 or 15 minutes. Look at your results against your goals. Inspect your weekly goal, your weekly execution, like see if you're doing your weekly tasks, and then take 10 or 20 minutes to check your performance. Like, is there a breakdown? If so, what's the cause? Do you need to adjust the plan or just execute it better, right? So are these time slots kind of working for you? Then you want to, so this strategic block should be about 3 hours a week. So you should have 1 3-hour block to go through your reviews, to plan. You want to plan you want 2 hours to plan. And you want to plan your whole week out. So on Sundays, we sit down as a family. Corn, thanks. And we sit down as a family, we plan our week out. So we figure out on Sundays, where's everybody going? Who's taking my kids where? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? Because my husband and I kind of split up our duties. And so you want to sit down and plan your week out. Then you want to have a buffer block. So every day in your time frame, you want to have 30 to 60 minutes of a buffer block. And this is just if the day gets away with you, You still have 30 to 60 minutes to review and respond to email, to listen to your voicemail, to make any calls, to follow up on a to-do list, take a quick nap. I don't know. I mean, organize and file work, hop on Facebook. So have 30 to 60 minutes of a buffer in, you can just print out timesheet. You can find, well, on the 12-week year, they have one, like a daily thing, if you need a good planner, or you can print them out online. Just look for a daily timesheet or a daily, I'll find it. Hold on. I know what I'm thinking about, and I can't.
Hey, Carol, while you're finding it, I want to share really quick while I'm washing my dishes real fast. I mean,
Yes.
This has been great, just so you know. I'm loving it because
I'm afraid I was busy.
it's resonating a lot with me because something that I did, and I know a lot of you, I don't know how long most of you have been with Scentsy, but I know in the beginning, I didn't schedule anything. I didn't schedule anything till here recently, and I've been in 7.5 years. So that kind of tells you my time would go whatever pulled me in that direction. I didn't schedule a squat. Oh, you want to have a party? Okay. Oh, anybody want to buy something? Like, it was so wherever I needed to go, and my business led me. And I wish I would have known what Carol is talking about when I started, because I'm very intentional with my time now and scheduling it. So, and I know it sounds so weird. You're like, oh, I may be so new. Why in the heck would I be scheduling my time? But you really, it holds yourself accountable. So like I would schedule certain times. Like I know I need to schedule personal growth, customer, team, group. And if it's not that level, it's buy, host, join. Like, am I scheduling time to find people to buy, then propose to host, am I finding people to join? So I would block out hours in my calendar or 30 minutes, like intentionally working that part. Mm-hmm. And it really has made a big difference. So I'm loving this, Carol, because it truly does make a huge difference in your results, because you're more intentional. And listen, I'm a gamer. I love the Real Housewives, anything that show This Is Us. Listen, I am a freaking junkie when it comes to TVs and games, okay? And food, okay? I can be torn in all different directions. So, Carol, thank you for sharing that, because it really does help to be intentional and schedule it.
So I just Googled daily time schedule. There's a whole bunch of printables that you can just print out and use to start with, because you got to make sure this works for you. But, one of the pitfalls that we do is that we think being busy is the same as being productive. So you can work on email, voicemail, messages, and tasks and be busy all day, but those activities don't drive great results in your life. So learn to prioritize your most important activities and do those things before you work on anything else. So what makes you money? If you work a full-time job, that obviously comes first. Then your Scentsy business, because it's a part-time, right? Part-time income for most people. I noticed Phoebe asked what made me switch to Scentsy full-time, because my Scentsy business exceeded my regular income. So I went with what made me more money, and Scentsy made me a lot more money, like 10 times the amount of money I was making at my other job. So I left and decided to do this full-time. So this has been really, really awesome, but I don't think I would have. I mean, I still like doing hair. I just, I kind of miss. So that's why for me, I need to schedule myself some creative time, because I don't have creative time anymore. When I did hair, I was creative every day. Or if I did nails, I was creative every day. And now I have to schedule myself some creative time, because I feel that's like really lacking in myself. And for me, spiritual time. I don't really go to church. I'd rather stay in my pajamas. If I could find a church I could go to in my pajamas, I'd be all there every week. But it's I just don't go to church that often. So but work from that written weekly plan. So one of the things I schedule customer time. I don't really put in there until the day of what I'm going to work on, but I schedule customer time. I schedule party time. I schedule host time to work with my hostesses, to follow up, to deliver stuff, to get stuff in the mail, for basket parties. I schedule team time. I schedule time for these Zooms every week. And then I schedule me time, which is at the gym. Once a month, I schedule postcard time because I follow up with my customers with postcards every month and send them a postcard that says, is it time to reorder? And I put a scent of the month sticker on so they can smell the scent of the month. So once a month, I have it at the beginning of the month. I need to get those out in the mail so they know that they can order. And then because I have a team, if you have a Scentsy team, then you're going to want to schedule like recognition time. You're probably going to want to do recognition every maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because then what you can do is you can run different reports, you can recognize different people, you can do quite a few different things in your business. How many people have a team? Show me your hands. Like, is that majority of people that are on here? Because I don't want to bore you guys with a bunch of stuff, but I've been working lately on recognizing people, like actually tagging them on Facebook, doing some sort of thing to personally recognize them on their Facebook page. Like, this person's amazing. And, you know, if this is your Scentsy consultant, shout out, right? So you want to go specifically to people's Facebooks and recognize them for something amazing that they're doing. So you could do that 3 times a week, easy. We have, I do anniversaries and birthdays to my team. I send them postcards. I send out customer thank yous every week for anybody that's ordered on my website. Or if I have a party order that's going out, I want to make sure I put my thank yous in their order, bag them up, get them ready for delivery. What are some other things I do in my business? Taxes. That's on my I hate taxes. Keep track of your expenses regularly. Write everything down. You can write off anything that's required for your business. So keep track of every receipt. Even if you question it, just stick it in there and then beg for forgiveness later when you get audited. I'm just kidding. All right. Because that's what I do. All right. Let's see. Heather, what does Heather need to share?
I think someone saw me pouring some vino.
Oh, yes, I need a drink. All right. Should we still do that if we're no longer director status? So, you know what? I say act like a director if you want to be a director. So, I have this rule, which some directors might hate me for, but what did I say last night? I have a rule of, what was my rule? I can't remember. Basically, like, you can't give kudos enough. I mean, if everyone in your upline gave that person a kudo, how great would they feel? So I reach down below my directors. I reach to everyone in my paying generations to do team recognitions and let them know that I value them, that I think they're doing amazing if they're working hard. And I just think if somebody wants to be ticked off about that, then they need to reevaluate, because it's a good thing to recognize people and to tell them, make sure you love on them. If you have a good local team, get together once a month with them, have an ice cream social, have a root beer float night, have a fun painting party night. Do something that just gets together. You don't even have to train. Have a wine night. There you go. Have a wine night. Because you'll naturally talk about business when you get together with your team. So you don't really have to plan any training. You can just share what you're doing and have everybody share what they're doing and have fun and create that community of people that never want to leave, that they never want to leave. And so when we're talking about earlier, I meant to tell the valley of despair. So you know how many times we think, that we've got it so bad. And in this book, he talks about this story of this guy that goes to the hospital. He has a disease and they have to amputate his arms and his legs. And he's like, when I actually look at my problems, not so bad. in that aspect of in the overall picture. And so, like, don't think where you're at is the end of the world. Just think, how can I get out of here? And what different steps can I take to move my business forward? And sometimes, I'll tell you right now, building this business currently is totally different from when I built it 10 years ago. I built my business without Facebook. That was not even a thing when I first started my business. I actually had to call people. I know, weird. I know we don't ever call anybody anymore, but texting wasn't even a thing either. Not everybody had a cell phone 10 years ago. Now they do. Now these children born, they'll never know they don't even know what a home phone is. I had a phone with a cord. Just kidding. It's so dating. Terrible, right? So as you're setting your goals, we've talked about this before, to make them specific and measurable, state them positively. If you're on my group page, you saw the other day, like, state it that I am this, like, I am rocking my business and I am making director in November 2017. Like, set yourself this goal of what you want to accomplish. And then how am I going to get there? So if you've ever gone cross country, let's say you decide you live in California, you want to go to New York. If you actually think about every single turn and every single highway and every single thing that you have to do to get there, you're like going to be completely overwhelmed. You're going to be like, I can't make this trip. But yet, how many times have we just got in the car and we just let the GPS tell us where to turn, right? So we're just going to go here and turn here and turn here. And sometimes it doesn't tell us to turn at the right time, but you eventually get there. Well, or you think about a mom who has 9 children. If she had all 9 at once, she'd probably kill herself, like, done. But she had 9 over time and was able to acclimate to that. So work on one. If you can do anything this next week, just pick one thing in your business that you want to focus on. One bite at a time, one spoonful at a time. Eat your elephant in small pieces. You may have this huge goal of making director, but first, like, you got to have a team. So if you're going to have a team, how are you going to get a team? You're going to have to talk to people. So focus on talking to one new person every single day. That could be your bite-sized goal this next week. Talk to one new person every day that you don't know. Maybe you have 0 things on your calendar, no parties, no nothing, right? Going forward. So your goal this next week, call one customer every day this next week and ask them to book a party, right? And so take one thing in your business this next week and work it in. Don't try to do everything all together. And then assign accountability. So how are you going to hold yourself accountable to making sure you call one person every day? Like, I can't go to bed until that's done. Or I'm going to wear a rubber band, right? I'm going to wear a rubber band on one hand. And when I make that call, I'm going to move it to the other hand. So then it's a visual, like, I need to do this call still. I haven't made this call. But do something every day in your business this next week to move your business forward. Can't take your bra off, right?
That's actually really good.
That's a good one. I mean, I'm like, shoes and bra first thing off when I walk in the door. I'm like, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this stuff. Okay. And then make your thing time bound. So what are you going, like, when are you going to do these things? So I say daily, just because daily is much easier. If I say I'm going to do it this week, then, I might put it off. If you're a procrastinator like myself, you'll put it off till the last day of the week. So, all right. Any questions? So a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. Don't try to make it perfect. Just get it on paper. Just get it done. Even if you just scribble this week your to-do list on a scratch piece of paper, that's better than waiting to go buy a planner and to make it perfect and to get it done. So just scribble this week on a piece of paper. What are you going to accomplish? And try it for the rest of this week. So just do it right now for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you can start over again on Sunday. but just scribble, what are you going to do in your business in the next 4 days to make an impact on your business, right?
Put it in the chat so we can see.
Yeah.
I want to see somebody's.
Remember, now you got to tell people. So
Yeah.
once you have it scribbled, now you have to tell someone so you can have accountability.
And I have to tell y'all something else I've kind of changed up. I haven't been that good of a leader in 7 years because I was leading as a group and not as individuals. So something that I have changed, and I would highly recommend for those of you that are wanting to build a team, before you do recognition or before you're commenting, just ask yourself, is this furthering our relationship? Is this building a friendship? If the answer is yes, do it. I've really tried to be strategic on reaching out to all my team members this month and really trying to create a one-on-one relationship instead of, hey, I'm going to post this on our group page. Everybody see it? Like, I'm still doing that, but I'm really trying to make an effort to build a friendship with each and every single one of them. And I think that will help our retention and friendships along the way. So I just wanted to share that with you guys too in your goal setting. That's something I'm totally changing this year and owning up to my mistakes and going to really try to do better and be more intentional on building friendships with customers, hostesses, and my team and group.
Awesome. So number one, keep it simple, guys. Don't try to do a ton. Let's just work on one thing. Then the next week you can add something else. Every month you can focus on something different in your business. So, maybe this month you finish focusing on customers, right? Because it's a 10% off sale and we want to do stuff. Or you want to focus this month on joining because as we have a join special. Then next month you work on sales because it's the new catalog. Like, just take a look at your business, decide what you want to improve on. Wednesday. Oh, Emily, talk to 3 new people about my business Thursday. Make out and send a thank you card to my very first online customer. Yay! Stephanie said, I'm contacting all customers that ordered fall winter scents to let them know they're being discontinued. Yes. And it's a great time to stock up. There you go. Ladies night with our 21 Club tomorrow, Stacy said, which for most of you, if you don't know, the 21 Club is a Down syndrome support group. Oh, very nice. So good to support a cause too. That's great. Her niece was born with Down syndrome. Talk to them about parties or a fundraiser. Billy says, I'm going to call 3 door prize slips every day and create and build relationships to book parties. Yes. For February and March. Jamie Pilcher is going to make her list of 100. Oh, she made her list and now she's going to call and text them this week. Found I've been behind on sending recognition to my team, Jessica said. 4 months behind. That's okay. You can send it all out. I just mailed out 2 months worth of cards because I was laid up for 2 months. So you can refocus on your team. Donald says, this month I'm going to work on chatting with all my customers, especially those who haven't ordered in a while. Yay. Tammy, reach out to each of my downline over the next 3 days and build relationships. There you go, Heather. You really talked him into that building relationship thing. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a really, I'm so sorry. Oh, I love it. All right. Let's see. Recognize. Oh, Phoebe's going to make her list. And let's see. I need to recognize team members. Holly, reach out customers who I haven't heard from in a while. Okay. Oh, one thing you can do, well, some of you guys might not have been on my Facebook Live the other night, but if you're calling past customers that are like 3 months or more old, just do a follow-up call to make sure their warmer's still working and see if they need any light bulbs. And that way you can also tell your customers that, that you need, or that we have a lifetime warranty on the electrical of our warmers. So really great way to break the ice, reach people that you haven't called for in a while if you feel like you're dialing for dollars. Let's see. I'm calling every past, I said that already. Wait, no, maybe not. You guys are calling a lot of customers, so I can't remember who I read and who I haven't. Reach out to my team, call 5 past customers or host a day. Wow, 5. You guys are rocking it. What else can a new consultant do, Emily? What do you want to do? Let's break this down a little bit more, Emily. Tell me what do you want to do in your business, or what are you tell me what you do, and then I can tell you. Like maybe, and then I can tell you what you can't do. I don't know. I don't understand the question. I'm so sorry. Oh, I am fading fast. I'm turning into a pumpkin. It's almost my bedtime. New consultants, what you can do is call, hand out your information, like talk to everybody. Network. Boy. Just killing the child. It's not me. Like somebody's killing their child. All right, so order business cards. Does that count? Yeah, I mean, you can do business card. I mean, yeah, you can do business cards. I prefer really to hand out those product sheets because it shows all of our warmers. You can attach a sample. You can spray those. They're paper. You can spray them with a room spray to make them smell. And you're not, at least you're handing out something that smells. I would leave those product sheets everywhere you go. I would fold them up, make sure they're labeled with your information. I would hand them out to everybody. You can also go around to businesses in your area and just say, hey, I'm new to the area. Just wanted to leave this, let you know that I'm here and I'm available to help you if you need anything. Just talk to a ton of people. Ask for referrals. Ask your friends to help you. Hop on Facebook and say, hey, I'm building my business. I need your help. And I need to find some new people. Reward for referrals. Give people a free bar or or you offer the half price perpetual reward to somebody if they get you someone new. Let's see. You can work with your family that's far away. I mean, you can have a customer base. I have customers all over the United States. I have a huge group in Texas, and a huge group of customers in Texas that reorder from me regularly. And I live in Idaho. So currently. So it doesn't matter where they live. I can still service them. I will mail basket testers to them so that they can, I actually leave a set of basket testers with a couple of my best customers. So they just have, testers to smell. I have a bunch of stock. I have some bars. I try not to show that. Can we sell it when we have stock in our homes? Oh yeah, my customers come and buy from what's hanging up right here. So you can sell what you have at your house. You don't have to carry a bunch of stock. That is not recommended, actually. It's recommended for you. I mean, I recommend my consultants have a basket of bars and some light bulbs and maybe a couple plain warmers or, that are nice for gifts, maybe a buddy or two, and that's it. Just have it in your closet. If this is just your, little side gig, just have a little bit because they'll buy from what you have. I do a lot of fairs and shows. So some of this is because I load up everything and go do a show. So, yes, order business card, make a ton of samples, hand them out. Yeah, I love calling and texting my customers. Follow-up calls are really important. I actually impressed a couple customers that had ordered from me online when I called and just said, hi, this is Carol. Just want to let you know your order is going to be delivered tomorrow, and I appreciate your order. And here's my number, so please save it to your phone. Let me know if you need anything else. And just want to let you know I appreciate you. And then I'd call after it was delivered and say, just wanted to make sure everything arrived okay. Sometimes we have boxes damaged by UPS, and I just want to make sure that your order arrived safely, that you're enjoying all the scents that we liked, because within 30 days we can do a return if it's something you don't like. So, or if it's damaged, I need to know so we can get that fixed. So I think it's really important to do a follow-up call after an order has been delivered. And so block out some time in your schedule to do customer follow-up calls. And then I'm on holiday, okay, but delivering brochures, great. When you're on vacation, work it. Mail out random orders, label your stuff. Yes, product sheets are awesome. Oh, I love you guys. What about the bookmarks? They're fine, but they don't say anything on them. They're just like a bookmark. It's not, I like the product sheets better. But that's just me. You can try the bookmarks. I did the bookmarks for years at fairs and shows. I'd staple a sample to them and hand them out to people, but I just decided not to do that anymore. And then I always have stuff in my car. I have bulbs always, catalogs. I carry around a basket party. So then if somebody mentions that they want to do a basket party, I have a mobile office. So that way you have stuff all the time. You can have samples. I can only do it in the winter, right? The summertime, not so much unless you put it in a cooler. So that's one thing. But yes, I always get asked because I have Scentsy on my windows. So I get asked at gas stations if I have a catalog or if I have anything in my car. So a lot of times I'll have scent circles and just things that I get asked for, I shove in my car. I'll have a couple, like a dozen bars, and I'll sell right out of my car. So it does work that way too. All right. Anybody else, any other questions or anybody want to comment? We are at the top of the hour, and I hope I didn't bore you to death. That it was all right. Tried to make it fun. But I'm so excited to see how your week goes. Just don't forget to rate yourself at the end of this week. Sunday, plan for your next week, and just keep doing it. That's the key, is to keep doing it every single week. You don't want to stop, because most people will do it for a month and then they find, oh, I got stuff and I forget to do things. And somebody had a question, but they can't remember it. Oh, well. Oh yes. What topic would you like to hear next week? Heather's asking. Anybody have anything they would like us to cover next week? I mean, I'm sure we can figure something out, but we like your input. Heather's had a lot of wine. No, just kidding. She's like, I thought you were like swaying. She's just over there.
Not yet, my friend. I plan on it.
What do you do when you have a new recruit and engaging downline? Okay, well.
Oh, that's good.
That's it. Not bad.
Oh, good. Jessica, thanks for getting on for the first one. How to talk to new people without having stranger danger.
Stranger danger. Okay, we can cover that. That's pretty easy. I can teach you how to do
Emily,
that.
why don't we get on a few minutes early to check in to see how everybody went ahead of time? So maybe 10 minutes before the call, let's pop on and just check with those of us that were on. That's a great idea.
That's awesome. Danger.
Wait, is next week Valentine's? Hold the phone.
It is.
Is anybody going out with their other significant other for Valentine's Day, or y'all just stay home and eat hamburger helper like me? Okay. All right.
Are you young? Oh, they're young. That's why. Youngins.
Okay. We've been married 20 years, so it's just another day in this house.
You don't go out on Valentine's Day because it's packed and overpriced. You go out on the 12th.
I will throw a little plug. I ordered Papa John's pizza last night, and I saw some in the heart shape. I might do that for Valentine's Day.
We stay home. We go out a different night because we don't want to do Valentine's Day.
Well, and I could eat pizza every day. I'm not going to lie.
I could eat pizza or a burrito, either one. Those are my love languages. Anybody ever want to buy me a burrito? I'm all over that, like right on rice.
Oh, guacamole. So should we do a call next week or no? Take off and y'all watch a TED Talk? It's up to y'all. I mean, I don't mind doing one because I'll probably be here anyway. So let's just do one. If those that want to get on don't feel obligated, all right, I'll get on and do one, because me and Jason have had plenty of Valentine's Day, and I know Mama Bev, she's going to be home cooking a dinner for her honey. Home cooked meals. They say that's the way to a man's heart. I don't know. Babe, is that true? Hamburger helper? I love hamburger helper.
Oh, it's disgusting. I can't eat it.
Oh, I love it with Tabasco.
Oh,
no, dang.
Not anymore.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop this recording now that they got our menu of hamburger helper.